TexasTrophies.com. If we can't make it, you don't need it. Come check us out. Thank you very much. Okay, today in the shop we have this piece of mesquite. I was walking around in the woods and I found this chunk. It looks like a piece of like maybe where the tree came down and was started turning into the root ball. But I'd already been working on this before. I didn't make a video of it because I was just playing around because I didn't know what to do with it. So I decided to make a wing bowl out of it, and it kind of got scary on this side of the piece. Around this area and this area, it started getting real kind of scary. So I just kind of gave up and put it aside. And so the other day, Second Life of Wood Turning, Rav, had turned up a wing bowl out of some maple. Go check him out. He's pretty good. I've been watching him for about a year now. Obviously, I subscribe to him. And he's not only gotten better in his skills over the year that I've seen him, but he's really doing really good. So go check him out. Anyways, Rav gave me the inspiration to put this back on the lathe and try it again. So that's what I'm going to do today, in spite of my fear of this piece right here and this piece right here. You'll see when it gets back on the lathe that it gets kind of sketchy and scary. So, but I'm going to take it slow and check it out. So, all right, I'm going to put this face plate back on it. There's only 3 screws that grab. So 1, 2, and there's one right there, 3. It didn't give up or act funny when I put it on there before like that. So it shouldn't be a problem again. And I already have most of it turned out on the back. So I'm just going to take it real slow and just kind of like thin this area out here. Get some of those big deep cuts out of there. And just kind of skim around. It's just so much non-cutting areas right here that it gets scary. And maybe when I get it back on the lathe, I'll realize how scary it was. So, okay, I'm going to put this back on the lathe. Okay, well, knowing that this bowl probably is not going to be perfect, I'm not going to worry about a lot of it. There's some big chunks right here. I don't know if you can see it from there, but there's a chunk right there. I'm going to work this out a little bit, but there's going to be a chunk out of that part. I'm just going to try to scoop this out a little bit more and just take my time and go easy with it. So there it is on the lathe. Let's see what it does. It's an airplane propeller bowl. That's what we call this one. And it's actually kind of moved a little bit since the last time I've turned it. The mortise isn't completely square anymore, so it's dried out some. I didn't realize it was that wet. I'm going to change the camera angle. Okay, got them out a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and work on this mortise a little bit more, get it square again. So I'm going to switch over to my round carbide and see if I can just kind of scrape them a little bit so they're not so there. I'm going to try that for a little while, see. Alright, that's looking better. I'm going to shape it right here a little bit more and get that down right here and here. And then I'm going to put some sand on this and sand this with a palm sander to 220. And then put some finish on it. And I'm probably going to end up just spraying this with lacquer because I'm not going to be able to put my my hand in there to buff out anything. So I'll just spray it with lacquer and be done with it. This is just one of those experimental bowls. But man, this wood is so awesome. Oh boy. We lost a piece. Oh, I guess from this wing right here. Oh well, that's fine. It's still a wing. Okay, I got the most of the tool markings out with 80 grit. I'm gonna move on to 100 grit now. I'm just brushing some of this stuff in these big cracks. There's some kind of punky sapwood here that probably needs a dosing of this, you know, just maybe to stiffen it up a little bit. I'm not going to be too worried about it because, you know, this was an experiment at first, and just to see if I could do it. So, but I'm going to give it the best shot I can. So I'm going to put some sanding sealer all the way around this live edge here, like so, with this brush. I already did this with a paper towel. So I'm just gonna coat this in, get it down in there, kind of seal it up. It's already dry wood. It's been sitting out in the woods for probably years, just sitting there waiting for me to pick it up. Stick. Okay, now that's turned around and faced up, my bowl, let me see. So this is where the outside, I guess this is good to know for me, because the outside of the bowl on the bottom is right here and right there. So it could be just, that could just be a really bad situation for this to fly off and not work. Oh boy, let this be the way it is and let this be the way it is. I'll just work it out a little bit. Man, I don't know, now that I'm looking at it. So it'll come in right here. That'll be a good part right there. Well, we'll see. All you can do is try, right? I have my face shield on because it's scary. I'm just gonna whittle at it for a minute. Let's see. Okay, well, I think that's getting pretty close to where it needs to be in the center. Getting pretty close to the mortise in the bottom. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna scrape it with my carbide and just kind of leave a little bowl in there. Maybe come down a little bit right here, a little bit more. All right, you talked me into it. Okay, I'm getting a little nervous, but I think it's gonna be okay. Got plenty of meat right there, but I think that's gonna be it right there. So I'm going to take it slow with a carbide scraper just to be on the safe side. I don't want to mess up this little bowl. It's gotten this far, you know, so that's what I'm gonna do. Carbide scraper. Here we go. Wish me luck. Keep your fingers crossed. Man, this is coming out pretty cool. Woo, scary though. Alright, well, I've gotten past that little, you can't see in there. Okay, well, I'm gonna do a little more turning, and then I'll turn it around so you guys can see it. But it's pretty close. I think it's getting pretty close to where the mortise is right there. So I'm just gonna lightly scrape, and then call. And then, well, I'm probably gonna come over here in this sharp edge. I'm gonna roll it out, round it over this way, up to this point right here, so that where the pencil mark is, to kind of make. Alright, well, I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'll sand this all out right here. Let me get this. Let me turn the camera around. I'm pretty excited about that right there. I might just do a little more scraping here. Let me turn the camera around for you so you can see. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing right there. That's what it looks like inside. There's that little round over right there. I could probably round it over a little bit more right there and make it nicer. There's a little thing right there, but all right, well, sheesh. I'm gonna keep working on this part. I guess so. Well, what are you gonna do? Stop working on it? No, keep working. Okay, well, I think that's it. I'm gonna put some sand on it and be very careful on this edge. And I'm gonna put some sanding sealer on it, and then we're gonna spray it with some lacquer, and you can see it. All right, we'll see you then. Okay, well, that sanding was a little curious. If you can see that knuckle right there, one of these wings went whooka! Got my knuckle. Not too bad, but I was like, oh, okay, all right, time to just. Let's just stop and be smart and don't hurt ourselves anymore. So when you're doing stuff like this, people, don't do what I do at home or in your shop. You could get hurt. It's not a good idea. So that's why I decided, okay, well, so I just ended up hand sanding all the stuff and whatnot. You know, it's not worth it to get hurt. You know, have a good time and enjoy what you're doing and stuff, but you know, don't get hurt. You know, you can't go to work the next day, or you got a big medical bill to pay, or you lose a finger that you'll never get back for the rest of your life, or you could die. So don't do that stuff. Let's just remember what's good and what's not good, and what's safe and what's not safe. All right, now that I said that, have a good time in your lives. All right, well, I'm gonna let this dry up for a minute, and I'll come back and turn the camera back on when I'm back. All right. Okay, I brought this to work. It's like raining outside, a little bit, way humid, so I'm worried about this lacquer turning white or bubbling up. So I got this lacquer right here. So I'm gonna give this a spray, and then brought it to work because we have AC in our spray booth here, so it should control the lacquer a little bit better than just out in my open-aired shop. So give this a coat real quick, and then we'll put it on the under the fan over here, like so, and that should be good. All right. Okay, well, that spray didn't act right, so I'm gonna try this spray here. This is we'll mix it ourselves. I'm used to this spray. There you go. Let's see what that does. All right. All right, that's the first coat. Okay, well, there it is. One live edge winged bowl made out of mesquite. This was a scary little project. It's way shinier than I wanted it to be, but There's no way I was gonna risk my fingers on this propeller bowl. No way. So I ended up spraying lacquer, and it turned white on me once, so I had to, there's like 3 or 4 coats of lacquer on this thing. So it's pretty shiny, but it's a decorative piece. See the bottom of it. I only sprayed it twice, so that's the difference right there. And it has some there it is. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. And remember, if you're not having fun in your life, change your situation. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.